Hey Lorraine, it's Bryce Reagans here. I ran the numbers on Hollars on your daughter's property, and I wanted to show everything with you and be as transparent as possible. And maybe you can even show this to the attorney you're meeting with on the 15th, and maybe that'll help you out a little bit. But here's the area. Here's Hollars over here. There's the road. And I pulled comparables or comps, as we call them, from this area and this area over here, which is a similar neighborhood to Hollars, so I could get enough data imported in order to kind of make a decision on what I think the property is worth on the retail side, and then what I can offer you as a cash offer today. So once I pulled that data, I got 46 properties that we exported into a nice little program that puts it in graph format for me, so it's real easy to understand and digest. Over on the left hand side, we've got all the prices. Down at the bottom, there's the square footages, and then all these dots, you've got your red squares. Those properties were listed for sale, but they didn't sell for whatever reason. You've got your green triangles. Those are currently on the market right now. Not under contract, they're just listed for sale, trying to be sold. The blue dots are what we actually use for comparables. These are properties that have actually sold, actually closed, and an appraiser is able to use those to determine what the fair market value is for the property. And then this little orange diamond over here, that is currently on the market. It's under contract, so a buyer and seller have come together and agreed. It just hasn't closed yet, so that should probably be closing within the next couple of weeks and turn into a comparable for us. But having said that, your daughter's property is way on the left hand side here. It's just a little over 1,200 square feet, and if I extend this red line, this is my fair market line, I'm going to be at about 285,000. This black line up here I drew, that's like tippy top of market. That's 296 tippy top. That maybe we can get after it's fixed up beautifully, after we put a lot of money into it. Again, I talked to the neighbor who went over there with the cop who did the wellness check, and I'm sorry to say that the cop said that he hadn't been into a house that bad in quite some time, if ever. So I know there's going to be a lot of work to do. I'm considering a complete overhaul of the property on a 1,200 square foot house. I'm expecting that's going to cost me about $75,000. So that's my budget to totally renovate the house: roof, AC, carpet, paint, flooring, kitchens, bathrooms, solid surface countertops, make sure the plumbing's in good working order, make sure the electric's good working order. So just a complete overhaul. Because I do it so often, I can get that relatively cheap. I know $75,000 doesn't sound cheap, but it's relatively cheap for everything that we're going to have to do. A normal homeowner that's going to be shopping for GCs add 30% to the cost of that immediately. And then it'll take you much longer than how I can get it done because I do it for a living. So to say that, I'm expecting best case scenario, I can get it sold for $285. Now off that $285,000, I'm gonna have some back end closing costs. I'm gonna have to pay 3% to a buyer's agent to bring me a buyer. I'm gonna have to pay 3% probably to the buyer himself or herself to get them into the property, whether I'm helping them out with closing costs to make their out-of-pocket cash expenses better, or whether we're negotiating 3% down on the price. That's just where the market is, and I can expect to spend 3% for an end buyer to get them into the house in this market today. And then there's about 2% closing costs outside of all that on the back end for title insurance and things of that nature. So I'm going to take 8% total, 3, and 2. I'm going to take 8% total off that 285, and that's going to put me down to 262. And then I'm going to take, because I'm in the business, I look for a 25% profit margin, so I want a 25% discount in order to buy the property, renovate the property, sell the property, and be able to pay all my expenses. So once I do that, then I'm down to 196,650. Like I said, it's going to cost me about $75,000 to renovate. So I'm going to be at 121,650 as what I could pay cash price on the property. I could close in 2 weeks, and I will be able to pay for your probate, so you don't have any out-of-pocket expenses. So 121,650 is my best cash offer for you. I'll take over everything, and you won't have to worry about any of it. So that's the offer. Feel free to show this to anybody that's helping you make the decision. Feel free to show it to your attorney. This link is shareable. It's on YouTube, and anybody who wants to review it, I'm as transparent as possible. Thank you so much. I hope if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But thanks so much, Lorraine.